welcome back to Good Enough Garage. Last night, we started phase 2 and we already removed the charger and the DC-DC converter out of the truck. And today we hope to take out the battery pack out of the truck and put it on this workbench. A while ago on this truck forum, I created a post asking what are the top tools, maybe the top 5 or the top 10 tools you need, the basic tools for a car project, car restoration. Doesn't have to be EV. And I was surprised that proper lighting didn't make the list. Guys had some fun with it and they're naming things like 2-post lifts, 3-post lifts, but after all the excitement wore off and we took it more seriously, of course there was like floor jack and jack stands and some ratchets and so on. No one mentioned lighting, and I really feel that lighting is very important and oftentimes overlooked until you need it. See if you guys agree as I mount this custom lighting here. Zip ties for the win, gentlemen. Voila! These are from Costco, actually. I bought 4 of them. They're LEDs. They're nice because they can chain together. And one thing I found with mounting your lights in the garage, and here's a top tip, if you put them lengthwise in your garage, when you open the garage doors and leave them open to work on your car at night, then they block the lights. What happens in the front of the garage, the light that's above the hood obviously can't shine through the hood, so this is what we have to resort to. Tune in for more top tips. Okay, gentlemen, first we have to remove this lid. The batteries, these are the battery modules under here, live underneath this lid, what I call a battery tray lid. A lot of people build battery boxes. Here in California, we build battery lids. So let me get this cooling hose out of the way. Maybe it'll stay out of the way. And we're just going to bazinga. 1, 2, 3, 4. There might be a 5th one underneath there. Acorns, and see if we can get 1/2 off. Let's see if we get lucky. We can get this off. Oh, yes, we don't have to move the inverter. Now, you may ask yourself, hey, dummy, why did you make this out of 2 pieces? Well, my hand was forced, if you will, because I just found this in scrap metal. I shop at a mom and pop SNK steel shop here in Northern California. It's a great place. I go to their scrap section, which they call their remnants. So these 2 pieces were just sitting there on the floor with my name on them. They were left over from some bigger project, okay? Remnants are just leftovers, and this is aluminum. This is a 1/4 inch, maybe 3/16. So had I found a larger piece, I would have bought it, but I bought this. If anything, it's gonna maybe serve as a template for the final design. But yeah, that explains why I have two. Okay, now the driver's side. I think this side may be a little bit more involved, and I'll show you in a minute what I mean by that. Okay, first of all, there's a acorn underneath the inverter. So obviously we can't reach it with this, so we just use a wrench shoe later. Okay, there's a washer. Can I get it off? Who designed this thing? Okay. Okay, on this side, we have a safety box here that is attached to this lid. So I don't know if I want to undo these. Probably do, and just make it easier that way. Just lift the lid off of it. These studs here sticking out are for the charger and the DC-DC converter. So I'll show you how they're mounted to the other side. But they don't have to come out. Let's see if we'll try to work smarter, not harder here. Okay, let's see if we can get this side off. What? No way. This is great. Okay, so here you hope you can see that. These are just regular bolts that I made go through, made sure they didn't interfere with anything, and then they stick out with another nut on top on this side, and then the acorn holds the other components on there. All right, now we can see the battery pack. Okay guys, we're going to remove the safety box next. Is the contactor box. It's an OEM box out of the BMW battery pack. And I'm going to remove some of this wiring to make it less cluttered so you can see what is going on. And this one here is the negative lead from the battery. So trying to hopefully keep them away from any metal. Okay, this goes to the inverter. This one here is the positive lead. And then this is the negative to the inverter. This is the CAN bus control and power to the safety box. So I'm going to, this is low voltage. And did I really have that zip tied? there's. So here it comes. So this is my safety box with the DC-DC converter lead here. Hope you can see that. And this one here, I believe, went to the charger. So I labeled these. Okay. Okay, so at this point, we're going to treat this battery pack as if it was an OEM battery pack, and we need to split it in half and then keep splitting the voltage and the power of it, or energy, lower and lower. So here I'm going to be using this BMW sanctioned tool. I forget what part number this is, and we're going to just try to unplug whatever we can. That was already out. Now this 360 volt nominal pack is down to 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60 or so. So 60 is about the ceiling of what is safe to brush against. I wouldn't go touching it with your tongue. Okay, so these guys ran to the inverter, so we'll tuck them aside. I think we missed one. Pleasantly surprised how well this tool works. Okay, so if you've been following the videos, you know that the two new packs going in have been labeled and numbered. Those numbers are on the side here, which are different than these numbers on the tape. These numbers on the tape just tell me easily how to put this pack in after I worked it out on the floor. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this is just the order they get placed in here. This has nothing to do with what actual module that was. For instance, on the side, this says number 2, so this is number 2 officially in the pack, but here it's number 3 as far as position. So it is what it is. Okay, so at this point, I'll bring you in closer so you can see what I mean, but these things have risers and these kind of spacers on them. I think these are maybe 1 inch, maybe inch and eighth or something. So these type of spacers is what kept the lid on there from crushing the pack. Okay, so there was a bit of planning that went into that. I'll show you the OEM bolts that BMW uses that kind of have a stud and then this cylindrical built-in nut, if you will. That thing that's on the out of the 330e battery pack. I don't happen to have any of those, so I just kind of made my own little design. Probably take some pictures of it so I remember how that goes back in. So let me bring you in here closer using the shaky cam so you can see what I'm talking about. See how there's these spacers on these studs, and then some of these are bolted down, but some of them are just spaced out, and then the acorn goes on top of the lid. So that's what I took a picture of so that I know where they go, so I don't have to rethink this and redesign it. All right, here we go. Time to remove all of these guys. They just love to fall in there, don't they? It looks like I may have some taller ones. Yeah, I think I might have some taller ones on here. Okay, great. So it looks like it's two of these taller ones and a double here and a double here. Tall one and a double. Super. I think all of these were the taller kind. I already removed that one. And remove that one. This is a taller. Remove that one. This is a double. Taller one and a double. It'll be time to rewatch my own boring video to figure this back out. Great. That there looks like a double. Can I get to this one? Wow, I barely can get to it. What an awesome design. Double here and a double there. Okay. All right, but we are not out of the woods yet because these modules themselves are held down with some nuts right now. Okay. Not everyone. I may need to take some pictures of that as well. Okay, so I got to use a deep socket because some of these are bolted down or bolted down below the spacers, some above. And I have to do this by hand because I can't shove an extension in here. These things are so deep. I have to work them out a little bit and then we'll use a impact on them. Looks like there's one here. Notice I don't have BMS modules on these packs, on these modules. No BMS modules on these battery modules. So I was not running BMS. That's not something I'm proud of. It's just how it worked out. I plan on implementing BMS in the next phase. These studs right here are just all thread. I think they're maybe 1/4 inch. Maybe whatever smaller than 1/4 inch. Probably in my battery thread, separate thread than the truck. Maybe it's even in the truck thread, I'm not sure. Okay. I do want to leave these on here for a picture. Wait, is this still not? This is a bit of pain in the ass, guys, but how often are you going to swap your battery pack, right? I did plan for expansion. One was keep it simple. Another reason was cost, right? I paid, I think, $900 for my first 9 kilowatt hour battery pack. Then later I bought a second, maybe a year later, and it cost me $1,100. So we can average out the 9 kilowatt hour battery packs to about $1,000 a piece. And then later I went out and I bought two 12 kilowatt hour battery packs. And I don't remember what I paid for those. Maybe the last one, something like $1,700. It's in my thread. Anyway, we're going to be putting in the 12 kilowatt hour ones. The 9s may end up being a power wall for my solar project, or they may live in my Rabbit, my other EV. Are these bolted down? Oh boy, okay, those are going to be fun over there. Okay, I'm going to take another photo so I know which ones were bolted down and where. Okay, now we can take these off, and I'll show you how these modules come out in my porcupine design here. What? There's always one. This one wants to fight me for some reason. Thank goodness, why is this truck named Dusty so dusty? Okay. Okay, so here we go. Come on, don't make me look bad. Yay! Number 1 is out. Number 2. Come on. Of course it's gonna fight me. And number 3. Whoa. Try to be all smooth for a video. That wire had to get caught. So gentlemen, we've reached the pain in the ass part of the video. I'm not sure how much of this other part I'm going to do on camera, as it might be pretty ugly. The problem here is that I need to lift these modules up, but I can't really do so because the inverter's in the way, and more importantly, the inverter bracket. Again, I knew this was going to happen, but I was telling myself, hey, how often are you going to be replacing modules, right? So it's all right. I think I can get them out. Okay, guys, it looks like I actually have to loosen up this inverter bracket down there on both sides. All right, fellas, we got one inverter bracket bolt out. These are certified pain in the ass. And we're not too proud to bag and tag um, our own nuts and bolts, our own design. So this is inverter. I'm using exact same bolts, I think, for the battery tray. And again, we're applying the 6-month, 1 year, 18-month rule. Will you remember what these came off of? Probably not. So just label it and then you'll know. Okay, guys, if you think the other side was hard, this side is even harder. And I don't know why I'm so adamant on showing you this nonsense. But on this side, we have the steering column in the way. We have the master cylinder here, and we have the contortionist valve hanging on there. So, and then the ultimate problem is that although I can reach the head of this nut here, I did it off camera, there it is. Head of the bolt, I should say, I can't hold it at the same time from underneath, and there's a free spinning nut. Whoa, did we get lucky? No way. Oh, this is interesting. There's no way we can. I can just barely spin the nut underneath. What a horrible design, Greg. What were you thinking? Can we get this guy out? Victory, victory. Okay, the nut is underneath. I'm going to crawl under the truck. Maybe I can get it out. Like I said, easy peasy. Uh-huh. No way. You got it. All right, and into the inverter freezer bag it goes. Bam. Okay, Greg, now what? Well, I think now we achieved some wiggability here. See that? And maybe some slidability, which may be enough to get at least one module out, or the outside ones. I'm not sure. Not exactly sure. I think maybe the motor cables are preventing that bracket from sliding down further. We're gonna see if maybe we can get number 4 out here by sliding this thing the other way. I don't know. Are these not it? Is this a different size? Of course it is. For some reason these have acorns on them. That's fine. So remember, number 4 was held down with 2 acorns. I think I did that because it was so close to the high voltage. That I didn't want to have any thread, all threads sticking out, and that might actually be sharp and cut into the orange cables here. Maybe that was the logic there. This will be an optimal time for some Chuck Norris jokes, guys. Oh, great. There inverter decided to take a piss. Let's see if this cap is big enough. It's a rubber. Yeah, probably not. Can we get lucky and get this module out? I may need to crawl in there. I no longer have the back of a spring chicken, so I have to watch out. Do this on your European minis, dude. America. Well, I think I have to take that darn inverter out. And then the bracket. Super. Do I remember how this came out? Probably not. Okay. That's unplugged, and now I need to undo all these. Okay, so it turns out the inverter has to come out. Then this bracket will probably have to slide over or come out. And that's the only way to get these modules out. Unfortunately, it's that tight of a design. Oh well. Here we go. I think there's 3 on this side. I loosened that one off camera, I think. And there's 2 on this side. I think there's 4 on this side. Great. So these little screws I'm going to put in my Ziploc bag labeled inverter. So there's a coolant hose on the side. I think it runs from the inverter down to the transmission. That's cool. Try to get this clamp off. See if I can get this hose off. Okay. Got the hose off. Got my garbage bag here catching the coolant, which is just coming out in force. That's great. Super. We did drain the coolant. You watched me do it. But it just insists on coming out some more. Great. This inverter cable was zip tied to the inverter bracket, and I'm hoping to remove it while attached to the inverter. I think we have to undo these motor cables. Stop peeing already. Of course, the other screws on there are Torx. Seriously? This thing is still holding it? Well, here we are, gentlemen. Sometime in the future, I spared you the gory details of me trying to get these motor cables out. Right here, they were stuck in there right good and pain in the ass. Notice how I labeled these guys. This, if you can see this being shiny, a little wet, that's not coolant. That's actually little WD-40 magic. So let's see if we can get this guy out. Ah. Okay, looks like we can maybe now proceed on. Nothing to see here. Back to crawling in there. I don't want to hurt my back. And these modules have to go straight up to come out happily. This is really, really tight. I mean, I got it in here, so I got to be able to get it out, right? Okay, let's try this again. We're going to go for the middle module. Something has to give. Something has to give. Something has to come out. Come on. So close. Are you kidding me? Okay. Number 5. Yay. That was easy. I don't recall these being so stubborn last time. Let's see if we can get module 6 out. This one has a really long stud on it. Come on, baby. What are you stuck on? Come on. Got it. Whew. Absolute pain in the ass. Module 6 is out. Let's make some excuses for my shitty design. The pros are that I'm not putting in a 300-pound battery pack in here, or 200-pound, whatever this thing weighs, like 180, with an engine hoist. I can put these in by myself, module at a time. Is it a good time? No, it's not a good time, but it can be done. I thought about making it more maintenance friendly, but then I'm like, again, how often am I going to do this? One more. Here we go.
You are so freaking close. I think it's just stuck on one stud. Come on. There it is. Easy peasy. Ugh. Don't fall off the truck, Greg. For the grand finale.
And the last module is out. And the old battery pack is out. This is the old 9 kilowatt hour battery pack. It is removed. And now if we wanted to just simply do a battery upgrade, we would start putting in the two 12 kilowatt hour battery packs for a total of 24 kilowatt hours. However, we're not done yet. This is only the first half of this second phase. What we also have to do now is remove the front plate of the transmission. We're going to be doing that in the next video. Lock out the input shaft. But I'm pooped. Tonight was a hard night. It was really difficult to get these modules out, but we did it. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to attack the input shaft to lock that out with a new faceplate in the next video.